Hello, this is Sidney Potter with Potter Equities, Pasadena, California. Thank you for your time. I've been asked to comment specifically on how to figure bonds payable. Now, at first blush, you may wonder, what are bonds payable in connection with real estate? I operate Potter Equities, which is a real estate advisory firm and mortgage-backed security due diligence evaluation. Well, there's actually a lot of connection between bonds, figure payable, and I'll tell you why very quickly. Bonds, if we look at housing, are typically long-term payouts. They usually come in the form of GSEs. GSEs are government-sponsored entities. The government-sponsored entities, in this case, in terms of long-term bonds, would be the Fannie Mae, the Freddie Mac, or even the Ginnie Mae. And what we do when we look at that type of secured financing, long-term bonds, is we sometimes want to know how you use present value to determine the payable amount. Well, there's several factors that we look at in terms of figuring out the bonds payable in connection with GSEs and their securitized collateral, that being Freddie Mac, Fannie Mae, and Ginnie Mae in connection with long bonds. These are the factors that cause bonds payable and what the amount is. The first item, most principally, is the fluctuation of market. That could be as determined by outside events, either they're real or perceived. They could be political events, they could be commodity crises, and that's certainly going to have a fluctuation of the market. It could be something as arcane as a president waking up on the wrong side of the bed. We all watch Bloomberg or sometimes financial news, and we realize there's a theme, certain thread that causes market fluctuations, some of them for real, some of them perceived. Secondly, in terms of issues that figure out the bonds payable amount, we would look at, let's say, for example, a bond, 20-year term, it's got a 9% interest rate. That bond actually may become less value if present day there's 10% bonds coming out. Certainly seems logical. You've got one bundle right here, 9% bonds, 20-year term. Then you've got new bonds that are coming at 10%. The attractiveness of the 9% is going to be diluted in value, and it's going to have a determinative effect in terms of the bonds payable amount. Third item here, and likewise, if we've got a bond that's 90% 20-year amortization, and suddenly bonds are coming out at 8% at a 20-year amortization, suddenly that 9% looks pretty attractive. And certainly that's going to figure in and play into the fluctuation of the market and what amount that bond is going to pay out at. And lastly, we look at the health of a company. If the company, let's say, for example, a GE or Ford dating back 2 years ago, shows deleterious effects in terms of the market condition and is deteriorating, the health of that company is going to affect the attractiveness of the bond, and it may in like kind decline. Almost similar to the athlete analogy. If you've got an athlete that's in great condition, he's more likely he or she is going to be at optimal performance. If we've got a company that has deteriorating effects, they're going to be at a subpar performance. So if you can keep in mind, and just to recap right here, 4 principal elements that relate to the payable aspect of what a bond pays out at in terms of figuring out the bond's payable amount, that will lead you to the road in terms of whether or not it's a good or bad investment. So with that, this is Sidney Potter from Potter Equities, Pasadena, California. I thank you for your time, and I'll see you at the finish line.